Artificial wombs are here, and they work. Welcome back to School of Soul. I'm Adeline Atlas, 11 times published author, and today we begin Section 1 of Artificial Birth, the End of Natural Pregnancy. This is where it all starts, the arrival of a machine that can grow a baby from embryo to infant without ever entering a woman's body. It's called ectogenesis, and it's no longer science fiction. Artificial wombs are here, and they work. Let's go back to the experiment that quietly changed the future. In 2017, researchers at the Children's Hospital of Philadelphia developed a device called a biobag, a clear, fluid-filled chamber designed to mimic the womb. Inside it, they placed a premature lamb, roughly the developmental age of a 23-week human fetus. The lamb was suspended in artificial amniotic fluid, with oxygen and nutrients delivered through a mechanical umbilical cord. No mother, no uterus, no heartbeat, just wires, fluid, and machine precision. And the lamb survived. It opened its eyes, it grew fur, it learned to breathe. After 4 weeks in this synthetic environment, it was born, and it lived. That experiment was a milestone. It proved that an artificial womb could not only sustain life, but allow life to grow. And that was almost a decade ago. Since then, research into ectogenesis has expanded globally. In Japan, the Juntendo University School of Medicine has experimented with rodent and pig fetuses in similar conditions. In Israel, synthetic womb prototypes have emerged alongside synthetic embryo projects designed to create and grow life without sperm, egg, or uterus. In 2023, scientists at the Weizmann Institute of Science took the next step. They combined the artificial womb concept with lab-created embryos, showing that early organ development could happen entirely outside the body. This isn't just support for premature babies anymore. This is full external gestation, from fertilization to delivery, with no woman required. So what exactly is an artificial womb? It's a closed chamber that replaces the biological functions of a uterus. It controls temperature, circulates artificial amniotic fluid, delivers nutrients and oxygen, and monitors the fetus in real time. The fetal heart rate, development, hormonal shifts, and gene expression can all be tracked and adjusted on command. Some designs include built-in cameras, remote parental dashboards, and even voice recordings, so parents can speak to the developing child from their phones. It sounds sterile, even dystopian, but this technology is already being presented as a solution to premature birth, a solution to maternal death, a solution to unwanted pregnancies, a solution to everything messy about biology. And the funding? That should tell you everything. Military agencies like DARPA have invested in artificial womb prototypes under the justification of battlefield medicine. Billionaires in Silicon Valley have poured money into longevity research, anti-aging startups, and artificial reproduction systems. Because if you want to live forever, you also want to control the next generation. Fertility tech companies see it as the next billion-dollar frontier. If IVF was phase 1, womb pods are phase 2. It's being called reproductive liberation. But who's really being freed? Some feminists argue that artificial wombs could level the reproductive playing field, liberating women from the pain, danger, and time commitment of pregnancy. Others argue the opposite, that by removing pregnancy from the female body, we are erasing the feminine entirely. The body becomes unnecessary. The role of the mother becomes optional. The child is no longer grown in the sacred rhythms of the womb, but under LED lights and algorithmic oversight. And once that's normalized, motherhood is not just liberated, it's deleted. There's also a deeper, more chilling question. Who decides what goes into that pod? Once the womb becomes a machine, the fetus becomes a file. Genetic profiles can be selected. Embryos can be screened, enhanced, or deleted. There's no randomness anymore, only optimization. You're not giving birth, you're printing a life. And if something goes wrong, the system can simply start again. We also need to ask why this is being framed as progress. Why are we being taught to see pregnancy as a problem? Why is birth being treated as inefficient? Because the more disconnected we become from the origin of life, the easier we are to control. A baby born from the body is a miracle. A baby printed from a pod is a product. And when life becomes a product, it can be regulated, licensed, bought, and recalled. Let's talk about public reaction. Most people still don't believe this is real. They think artificial wombs are decades away. But the science is not waiting. The patents already exist. The prototypes already work. The only thing missing is public consent. So the messaging begins. You'll hear it in articles. Artificial wombs could save lives. Ectogenesis will end maternal mortality. Why we need womb pods to address climate-linked infertility. The headlines are already being seeded, and soon the shift will happen. Quietly, all at once, just like every other piece of the new normal. Because that's how it always works. Technology is introduced as a solution to a crisis, a fix for suffering, a convenience for the overwhelmed. And by the time people realize what they've signed away, it's too late. Natural birth will be optional, then discouraged, then restricted, then banned. So what happens next? The rollout of controlled trials in underdeveloped regions, where ethical resistance is lower. The marketing of artificial wombs to wealthy elites who want to avoid stretch marks and risk. The positioning of ectogenesis as a progressive, inclusive, humanitarian innovation. And eventually, the quiet phasing out of traditional birth altogether. After all, why trust nature when you can trust a controlled environment? But let's step back, because there's something more important than politics or patents, and that's the soul. When a child is grown inside the body, there is a bond, a biological, spiritual, vibrational connection that cannot be manufactured. The heartbeat syncs, the hormones shift, the voices imprint. The fetus and mother are not just connected, they are one. That process forms the root of empathy, the architecture of emotion, the early wiring of human attachment. So what happens when that is replaced by silicone walls, digitized womb sounds, and automated nutrient flow? We don't know. And that should terrify us. Because this isn't just about whether the baby survives. It's about whether the child becomes human, whether it carries the soul, whether it remembers the rhythm of love. And if it doesn't, what kind of future are we building? Artificial wombs are here. They already work. The lambs lived, the systems advanced, the experiments succeeded. All that's left is public compliance. And once that arrives, the womb will be optional, and the body, obsolete. So the question is no longer whether this will happen. The question is, will you protect the sacred while you still can? Because if you don't, the next generation may never know what it meant to be born from love, grown in flesh, and delivered into life by the mystery of nature, not the logic of machines. Hi, I am Adeline Atlas, 11 times published author, and SOS, School of Soul has a brand new series, the AI and Future Technology series. Look, you know the world is changing, and no, it's not going back to normal. Normal is over, and what's coming next is beyond anything we were prepared for. The School of Soul, AI and Future Technology series includes 319 videos on 1. The Download Society, How Data Has Replaced Destiny. 2. Predictive Future, Your next moves aren't random, they're forecasted. 3. Social Credit Systems, The Behavioral Economy Now Governs Access. 4. Hive Mind, Synthetic Telepathy and Collective Algorithmic Control. 5. Nanobots Inside You, Medical, Military, and Programmable Intrusions. 6. Grief Tech, AI-fueled digital resurrection and simulated comfort. 7. Uploading your mind, consciousness transfer and data-based identity. 8. Deep fakes plus AI clones, the replication of reality and identity theft. 9. Quantum humans, the merger of biology with quantum systems. 10. Digital afterlife, where your data goes when you die. 11. Resurrection science, reviving life through synthetic methods. 12. Immortal science, the end of death as we know it. 13. Longevity science, gene editing, anti-aging, and bio-upgrades. 14. Designer babies, engineered perfection before birth. 15. Artificial wombs, birth decoupled from the female body. 16. 3D printing, printing organs, limbs, and even humans. 17. The humanoid era, the rise of synthetic beings among us. 18. Legacy humans, the slow phase-out of unmodified analog people. 19. Smart cities, algorithmic environments that watch and decide. 20. Cloud-based societies, citizenship without borders or bodies. 21. Hackable humans, emotion, memory, and behavior under code. 22. Biometric scanning, your body is your password and your prison. 23. Sex tech, intimacy reprogrammed by machines. 24. Extinction of gender, fluidity, deletion, and design of identity. Every topic is fully explored with real-world technologies, patents, case studies, ethical analysis, and future forecasts. These aren't someday discussions. This is already happening. Join the SOS School of Soul Vault to overstand the future before it's implemented on you.